Hi, welcome back to our homestead. I just have a really quick addendum to the last video I made on the Harvest Guard canning lids because I learned something brand new this morning since I posted that video. So I just wanted to let you know about something, and that is there was a change apparently. This might have answered some of my questions, but during 2020, that canning season in 2021, Harvest Guard was overwhelmed because people were ordering so many canning lids and they wanted them reusable for obvious reasons because there was a shortage in the country. And so they had just a run on demand. And so they contracted out. I'm going from a YouTube video that I just watched, which I will link in the description because it tells a little bit more detail. I'm just giving you the rundown. Okay, so there was so much demand that people wanted reusable canning lids that they hired out a company to make their gaskets. And the company that made their gaskets made a mistake, and they made it on a massive scale. So let me just show you. Okay, the canning gaskets for the two-piece lids that I showed you in the video from Harvest Guard, I showed you the bright red, and that's what I had because I ordered this box in either late 2020 or sometime along in 2021 when there was a national shortage and we had a concern. So this is what we were sent. We were sent wide mouth and narrow, and they were all of this same bright red rubber, but the company that made them apparently made a mistake, and Harvest Guard realized that at some point these are single use. And so all of us who have been using these thinking that they are reusable, they're not. They may work, they may not. I remember I've probably used mine, maybe a couple of them a time or two, but I don't usually use these. I usually use the metal ones, but I like to try to figure these out, and that was what my whole video was some of the problems I was encountering. Okay, so part of the problem may have been because these are actually single use, and apparently the company tried to contact a lot of the influencers, and I'm not big enough to be an influencer yet, so I just had to learn from another lady. Okay, they had said initially that they would send more of these because they had so many of these that they manufactured. And they said, we'll send like 3 for every lid that you order. We'll send you 3 or something of these. And the customers, a lot like myself, didn't want that. Like when I paid the extra money to get reusable lids, that's what I want, reusable lids. I don't want to be guessing if they are reusable or not. And so they found a better company that's making the reusable gaskets now. And let me show you this box I ordered last year. I ordered this fall, and I had last fall in November, and I got them, and I had set them aside for a rainy day, hadn't even opened the box. And so the company Harvest Guard has said if you will contact them, they will make it right. They will send you the reusable gaskets. So I did that today. I told them how many I had ordered. It was just from this box. And thankfully, when I ordered the new box, they had corrected the problem. So this is the reusable type. See, it's more of a pinkish, dark color. That's what it is. And the bright ones that are bright red are one-time use. So that is something that we need to know. If you have the bright red ones, they will replace them, which I thought was very generous. And from what the other lady on the video said, she said that they will even let you keep these for a single use, and they'll send you the replacements. Now, since I haven't heard back from them yet, I just sent the email off a little while ago. I can only go by her word, but yeah, it sounds like they're a reputable company. They're trying to do what is right. And so the problems that I have been encountering with the Harvest Guard lids, which I detailed in my last video, may have been because they actually are not reusable. The rubber, it gouges more easily. It's made, I can feel the difference. It's more flexible, and these are a little bit less flexible. So if they're, yeah, a little bit. It's just a different type of rubber, apparently, that they use. And I don't know if you can tell how they wiggle. This one wiggles a lot more. This one's a little stiffer. So, yeah, if you want the reusable, you want the dark ones. If you don't mind single use, then just keep these and use them. It's not like it's going to fail the first time you use them, just like any metal lid. You can use it once, but just realize that it may not be viable to do twice. And so that was good to know. So I feel like it was a little hit or miss because I was treating these like they were reusable because I didn't know. And so I had a stash. I was pulling a few of them from this new bag, but then some of them I had taken off of my jars from last year and set in a little box, and I was pulling out of those. And so I have no idea which ones of the old ones failed and which ones, so I will just tell you as a follow-up also from my video, when you order from Harvest Guard, they always send, and I haven't looked in this box to see because there's so many lids in this box, which I suspect is in here, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, it's down in the bottom here. They include a canning guide of how to use these best. And so I have been going over mine in more detail, and it's important that you soak the rubber rings in simmering water immediately prior to use. And I can see how that would be really important because these are a little bit stiffer than the red ones. I had heard not too long ago, I think it was last year, that one of the homesteaders said the recommendation for the flats, for the metal ones, like the ball metal ones, is the recommendation not to boil those anymore. We used to boil them and let them sit in the water. Now we want to let them sit in very hot water, but don't boil it because they're making the rubber on the metal ones even different. So that was interesting. So soak it in simmering water to soften it, and then also it said adding a small amount of vinegar to the water can be helpful, especially if you have hard water. I have not tried that. I will try it on my next ones. I'm getting ready to go harvest some okra, and so I'm going to have more to can today. So I'm going to give it a try because we do have hard water from our well. So, and then there's the instruction about it's a little bit tricky. Thread metal band onto jar using until fingertip tight. Ensure lid and gasket remain centered on jar and gently apply pressure with one finger while tightening the metal screw band with the other hand. Be careful not to tighten the metal band as tight as with traditional metal bands, as this will create a seal and not allow pressure to vent properly during processing. And then the one thing that I was not doing, which I learned in a video, is when they're done processing, when they're cool enough to handle, then you want to tighten the lid while they're in their cooling down process. It helps them seal, apparently. I haven't been doing that. I've just been setting them aside like usual. So it's slightly less tight than regular jars when you put it in the canner. When you take it out, you tighten it, and then you test it when they're good and cool by picking it up like I showed you in that video. So I hope this information will help somebody else. This was tremendously helpful to me to know that it may have been less user error and maybe more manufacturer error. And Harvest Guard is a small company that is trying to do what's right. They're trying to make right. They're going above and beyond to ensure that the people get a good experience. So yeah, I just thought I would let you know. I will put the link to the video where I learned this information in the description. I will put a link to the Harvest Guard lids in the description, and then I will put the customer service email address in the description. So if you do have the red lids or the red gaskets and you need to get them replaced, that you will know where to contact them. So that's all. Happy canning. I hope you're still doing a lot like we are. Have a great day. Please follow and subscribe, like the video if it was helpful. Have a great day. Thanks.